So what might be stressful? Call it out. We won't know if it's yours or somebody else's. Insulting someone.
Breaking new ground for the school.
Breaking new ground for the school? Cool. Yes?
I feel like sometimes I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah. And so you don't know that you've got the pebble in your shoe until it's in there. Right? Like, ooh. Yeah.
Using the wrong terminology.
And you know what? This is so important. If nobody uses the wrong terminology multiple times over the next 3 days, I'm going to faint. Because, what did queer mean 10 years ago? What did it mean yesterday? What does it mean today? Does anybody even use the word anymore? So there's so much of this is about creating an accurate and contemporary language, and that's not easy. What else might be stressful about this new learning? Yeah.
I want to know what I don't know, but I hate not knowing something.
Can you say that a little louder?
I want to know what I don't know, but I hate not knowing something.
See, I think that's bumper sticker material right there. Anything else? Yes.
I'm concerned about getting caught up in my own, sort of relating to the self-righteousness thing, but getting caught up in like my passions and views and still trying to maintain an open mind, but really not just saying it.
Yeah. So could everybody hear that? We're going to have to kind of make sure. So worried about kind of getting caught up in the passions and views and really want to keep an open mind, but I feel very passionate. Yes?
I'm stressed about how broad the terms sex, gender, and sexuality are.
Yeah.
I'm anxious about how much that is.
We're going to pin them down a little bit. We're going to take them down. So it'll be helpful to know whether, in 24 hours or 36 hours, that's changed. If it hasn't, we need to keep talking. I wanted to speak about how did we put it? Humble neophyte and the gracious expert. So if we had time to do the kind of cones where you line up, but let's just do a visual. So right now I'm standing in the humble neophyte space, and I'm going to make my way across to the gracious expert place. And I'll move slowly. And as I hit the spot that represents you, raise your hands so we can see this. So, humble neophyte.
What was the first question? The gender. Those two sections.
Good point. Let's just do gender and sexuality diversity work because that's what we're doing tonight. So, humble neophyte. Now, keep your hands up because hopefully by the end. Great. So we pretty much have people all along that continuum. And we're going to be talking a lot about continuum. So there's that one. And I don't want anybody to be sort of embarrassed about what you don't know. You come to a conference because you want to know more. And at the same time, if you're here, kind of in that gracious expert, I want you to get what you need at the conference too. And so all of us know the challenges of differentiated instruction. So I need you to help me, and I know Deb feels the same way. If I'm going too fast for the humble neophyte, or I'm not going far enough for the gracious expert, tell me. Okay? Don't get to lunch and say, gosh, I didn't, woo, it went right over my head, or, I'm not learning anything new. Okay? So, here it is, the new framework. We're starting tonight with my framework, and in the morning, Deb is arriving a little bit later tonight. She will be doing the framework for which she's well known, and I'll let her say more about that. So this is Gender and Sexuality Diversity, GSD. And it's a new framework for considering sex, gender, and sexuality, those broad terms that are making a few of us anxious. And this framework has come out of my work with people like you. So I didn't go into a lab somewhere and cook something up on the Bunsen burner and then bring it out. It comes from trying to help educators like you engage these issues. And I'll say more about why the other frameworks are not adequate. But first, we have to ask and answer a question. And it's an important question, exclamation point. Why are gender and sexuality relevant issues in pre-K through 12 schools? Now, I'm assuming that if you've come to this conference, you agree that they are. Yeah? But, I need all of us to be able to succinctly articulate why. Not a lecturette, not a PowerPoint, but to articulate why. So this is your next pair exercise. You're going to take 2 minutes to answer this question in a single sentence. Find a new partner and answer this question. Why are gender and sexuality relevant issues in pre-K through 12 schools? And if you have to get up to find your new partner, do.
Claire, I'm Robin. I'm a Nightingale. Oh, is pre-K to open-ended? Well, okay.
Why do you think it's important?
I'm a Nightingale. I'm a I think that sometimes happens to boil it down because I don't have any questions.
Hi, Gita.
I feel like more and more there are little questions.
How do we put that in one nice? When you think you've got it, you might want to write it down.
Any skill set once the doors to navigate right? So it's just, I guess, more like a fresh time. Right. If that time period is
Well, that's the part of that's making them comfortable, so that they can be nervous to try other things. So they're not concentrating on that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, and it's preoccupied.
Right.
It's like Final Jeopardy, pens down. So what did you come up with? Why are gender and sexuality relevant issues in pre-K through 12 schools? Anybody? Yep.
Pardon me if I read, because how about to raise awareness and increase intelligence about one's own and others' issues of diversity around gender and sexuality?
And if you hear any that you like, you can. This is in a lot of classes the agree signal, or you could hoot. Another. We're going to get as many as we can. Yes. Why are they relevant?
Because gender and sexuality are the foundations of who we
we are.
Okay? Yes,
To feel safe being who you are.
to feel safe being who you are. Another. Yes?
It's so in the news, everybody's reading and talking about it and hearing it on TV, radio, so everyone has an awareness that maybe not so much.
Now, is that a compound? Complex?
Semicolon, I heard.
I think there was some dot. There was a run-on. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I mean, I agree with everything you said, but let's say it's a moment where a skeptic has you in a moment of saying, now, why are you reading this book? Or how come that performance is happening? Or, you're a fabulous teacher and I love what you do, but shouldn't I be talking about this at home and you be doing math? So I want this isn't just, sort of for Final Jeopardy. I want us to be able to articulate it as educators. Why are these relevant educational? So you were talking about these issues are in the news, they're in the world. This is a particular time, right? And part of our mission as whatever school, we're preparing our students for an increasingly complex global world. That's in a lot of mission statements, right? 2 more. Yes?
I said, because it's our responsibility as educators to facilitate understanding and acceptance of the full spectrum of human diversity.
Okay. 1 more. Yeah.
It is important because children are gendered sexual beings who define relationships and identity through society's messages and messengers about these topics.
Nice. Okay, good. So just in case we need more, why are they relevant? Well, here's my psychologist self. Schools is a primary site for development of physical, social, emotional, and cognitive, and it's a primary site for identity development, racial identity.